And welcome back to The Nose Plays Endless Space 2. I will be beginning my live stream in approximately 10 minutes from now. The timestamp for when the video begins will be in the comment section below. And until then, I will just wait a few minutes for people to enter the lobby. So if you're joining me now, please be patient. Or if you're watching this after the fact, please fast forward to the indicated timestamp. See you then. Hello to my first viewer. The stream will be beginning in approximately 5 minutes. Until then, I will be... Hey, Ann. Until then, I'll be off and on adjusting some settings in the background. So if you would just be patient before we begin, I would appreciate it. And I'm glad to see you again. Welcome back. Alright, I think I am just about ready to go. How does everything look and sound so far this evening, Anne? I made some adjustments to my live stream settings. Cool. I wasn't really happy with the fidelity of the videos that I did, I think, last night or the night before. I think trying to stream at 1080p with the bitrate limitation is just a little bit much, so I've dropped it to 720p, and it seems to do a little bit better, but it's still pretty reasonable for people to watch at that resolution, so we'll try that for now. It also uploads a lot faster to YouTube once I do finish the video, which is also a nice benefit. So today, by request, one of my viewers asked me if I was going to finish my Umbral Choir playthrough that I had started a couple of days before, and I told him I was planning on doing at least one more 2-hour video on that particular playthrough. So we're actually going to load into one of my saves. That would be this one. And we're going to finish up maybe what is my suggestions for early game snowballing your Umbral Choir faction. We ended the last video, I think, around turn 50. So we'll look to get through another 10 to 20 turns. But at that point, you're really moving from the early game into the mid game. And so I'll have to decide whether I want to continue that series into some mid-game strategies or whether I'll need some more time to do that. And maybe another playthrough would be best for that. But so far things have gone pretty well. I went back and I rewatched the last video, or listened to more than watched. And so I have a fairly good idea of where we're at. We had a number of things going on, and one of the things that we had going on that I was really hopeful to grab was this system over here. Now, unfortunately, it looks like we're going to miss out on grabbing this system. The Riftborn player has started to grab this constellation rather quickly, which is unfortunate. They've also snuck into our constellation over here and might be starting a war with the Cravers pretty soon, which is what we were planning to do. So I'm not sure at this point what the best mid-game play is to kind of see if they clash with each other and just let them fight each other while we just leech stuff in the background. I was fully anticipating going into all-out war with these guys, and they just haven't done anything. Like, they haven't really expanded forward all that quickly, and I'm not sure what's going on with them. They have no opposition, so there's no reason why they couldn't have grabbed more than they did. Granted, it is still pretty early in the game, but for a Craver player to only have 3.5 systems, basically, I guess he's got 3. No, he doesn't even have this one. So he's got an outpost here and an outpost here. Yeah, he just doesn't have much going for him, and I don't know why. The difficulty on this game, I believe, is set to impossible. I think I can show that over here. Yeah, we set it to serious. I'm not playing on hard or normal, so I don't know. I'm not sure why it's taken him so long to get going. But that being said, our relationship with some of these minor factions over here is moving up, and we have several of them that we can either try to grab quests from or try to push the meter all the way full and then just use influence to take them, which is still possible, I found. There was a time where I thought maybe they'd changed it, but it is still a possibility to praise them enough to just pay flat influence to pass by them. I think it has to do with this right here. I think if you get this bar full but somebody else has already kind of claim them, this option doesn't show up, and that might be where the point of confusion lies. I'm not 100% sure on that though. Our dust is really, really good, so what I think I'm going to do is I think all three of these we can buy out the quest and see if it's something that we might be able to get done. So we'll take a look at each of these. Explore the ruined curiosity. Okay, we can probably do that. Let's pin this quest for now. And we'll take a look at where that is. Iskvola. I'm not seeing it in our immediate vicinity, which makes me a little worried that it's not something we've uncovered yet. Iskvola. Yeah. I have a feeling it's probably somewhere over here, so that may or may not get done. We do have some scouts heading that direction. Alright, let's check out the second one. Explore curiosities until you discover the lab. We're just going to try to do this, whether we get it or not. I don't know. But we are going to continue to scout curiosities, so that could happen. So that's actually a really good one for us to possibly pull. And then the last one. Generate a massive amount of science per turn in one of your systems before 14 turns pass. I don't know if we're going to be able to generate that much extra science. Let's take a look at where we're at. Our system... Oh, that's not that much more. It would be like 50 more. We might be able to hit that. Okay, anything else? This one. We could potentially assist them. We don't have the influence to just take them. Search curiosity in the Kura system and sacrifice 100 dust. And that is right over here. So yes, we can definitely do that. So that's going to work in our favor. A lot of curiosity searching going to be going on, and also maybe some science building. Do we have any science buildings on the horizon? We do not. This building will produce some science. I don't know how quickly we can get that done. If we move it up to the front of the queue, like just straight up 2 turns, that might be enough. Alright, we're going to kick out Chain Gang program for the time being. We're not in the process of building ships yet, so manpower isn't that much of an issue to me at the moment. Extreme Mofile? Which one would that be? Did I miss one? Oh, this one. Plus 25 per anomaly. Oh, we get a lot of science from that too. That would be even better. And that can be done in 1 turn. There we go. So that solves that quest. Thank you for pointing that out. And always having a second pair of eyes is appreciated. Yeah, so both of these are actually really good for us. We'll get those done first. Everything else needs to get done, but it's going to all get done really fast, so I'm not too worried about the order in which it does happen, unless there's a reason for it to happen sooner. We can actually move these back. So that's going to be one of the quests. We have some curiosities we can search with this guy. I think we're heading over here to get this one. So that might be the lab that we're looking for. Could be one of the random curiosities. And we can get that one out of the way. Whoops. That's weird. There we go. Okay, Orichalcix. Doesn't look like it was the lab, unfortunately, but another strategic resource is good, and it is on a planet that does not already have strategics, so this makes that one building that gives you industry for strategics a little bit more valuable, since we're getting the benefit on 2 planets in this system now instead of just 1. Some of our other ships have some movement left over. This hero has some probes. There is a curiosity over here and another one over here and a couple over here, so we'll kind of head this direction. Hopefully we don't run into pirates. Alright, so far so good. High gravity, that's terrible for whoever lives there. And we'll get moving on to the next. Militarism is going to increase. This is just a random event, nothing we can do about it. We have a little bit of movement left, and we had something over here we needed to search. I thought, yeah, this system has that quest, so we'll send that ship over there. 4 turns before we get to that one, and then there's some more curiosities over at Atlas we can try to grab. What else? Not a whole lot else needs to be done this turn. The one thing at the end of last turn that we did show off, though, was the chain gang thing. We were allowed to chain gang because it's minus 300 food, but because we have so much food, we don't actually lose a population. And so once we're ready to start seriously building military, we'll start chain ganging just about every turn and getting our manpower restocked so we're ready to go. This system is really good again. I would really like to get rid of these pirates, so maybe that's where our technology and our manpower ends up going. We are researching the ships, I believe. Let's just take a quick peek at that. Okay, so I have the 2 ships researched, and we're actually, or no, I have them queued. So we're grabbing the command point tech first, and then the 2 medium class ships, and then we'll be ready to start building ships. All right. Something just happened. We knew that was going to go. And oh yeah, that was we got the science one, so that one joined us right away. More Umbral Choir, 16 to 21 now. Create a sanctuary on Gano, yes, please. And yeah, they already grabbed Geysar. That's unfortunate. I really wanted to get that system. We might still be able to get on it, but I don't know. I think once they claim it, we can't put sanctuaries on it anymore, but I'm not sure of that. We should still be able to complete that quest by passing through there, so we'll see what happens. We've discovered the Vidyani home system, it looks like. And Prophecy of Doom was achieved, so we got this minor civ from that science building. So what does that grant us? It doesn't really grant us much of anything. Okay, so we need to get sleepers in there. Well, we should be able to do that relatively quickly. We have a lot of hacking operations. We can start throwing population over here, or we can just wait till our main system fills up. And once your main system is completely full, overflow will automatically be sent to available sanctuaries. But if you have a specific one you want to send it to, we do need to prioritize that. I don't know that I specifically want anybody sent here at the moment. In fact, I think we're still sending population over to this one. Yeah, we've got all of that filled up, all of that filled up. We have 5 more available over there. So I don't know if we're sending it here. I guess the easiest way to just check. Yeah, I put it back to none. So we're filling this system back up at the moment. And we dropped to content for some reason. I think it's probably because we're getting into the overpopulation slots. So perhaps it makes sense to... Oh, another colony. That's right. Yeah, because we're over our limit now. And we're going to be severely over our limit here pretty soon. Okay. We're going to need to focus on some approval tech then. What do we have in here that helps with approval? Anything? This one will kind of help with approval, as will each of these, because it'll push our overpopulation slots up a little higher. Okay. We can adjust. Quadronics. We're going to have to find some sources of quadronics, and we have one of the other techs, the... What is this thing called again? Or a classic... I never can say it from the actual spelling of the word. I have to think about it. Or a calcix, I think. We also got these ships, and what are we going to do with them? That is an interesting question. So I could use them to come over here and harass the Riftborn. That might actually be a reasonable play. We have potentially a lot more ships if we take over, end up taking over either of these. We'll get more ships, so that might be enough to actually do some damage. The other thing we could do is bring them down here and try to starve these guys off of this system. But they're at 11 turns away. Can I move these over here? I can. Let's actually get Gano as our next couple of population pips. And then I think we do bring these guys back this way. We can also use them to maybe start dealing with the pirates. That might be a good use of their power and points that we have at the moment. Alright, we found some more curiosities. How is it possible that these guys haven't been searching their curiosities? I mean, I'll take some free adamantium. And we found the lab, so we obtained another minor sieve. So these guys are now ours as well. I would imagine so. Because the outputs are always going to be determined by this right here. And if you ever check this on a depleted planet, the numbers are significantly lower. So, yeah, those Craver planets are going to be garbage if we let them really chew them up. Which is why I really wanted to start transitioning to military and fight back and maybe push them off. Having another fleet's going to help that, but they're so freaking slow. What we might be able to do is teleport our hero to one of them. Once we get our hero to a spot that they can actually do that. Speaking of heroes, yeah, we just have the one right now. So, it'll take a little bit of time for us to be able to do anything with that hero, unfortunately. We have hacks. Okay, so where are our priorities for hacking? I have one free hack currently. And I think the priority is basically hack all of the ones that we've already claimed and try to get them to higher levels. So, like from here to here puts this at level 2 in terms of its stealth capacity, which makes a lot of sense to me. And that's going to be relatively quick to get done. And then we can just keep bouncing it back and forth between these. These systems are okay, but they don't have strategics, so I'm not as inclined to care. We are going to get the ability to research and mine these as well. That's something that's coming up because now they're starting to be revealed. Alright, that ended. Fortunate that we got that science thing done before it did. Another Shadow Ongano. It kind of looks like he has cloaking tech. I should have paid more attention. I knew this was going to happen and I didn't hit the move ships. I saw these pirates coming in. We definitely had an opportunity to leave before they got there. We should have enough movement to keep moving. And grab the last of these. Ooh, a nice big load of Jadonics and some Hyperium. We'll just sleep for a turn. And then this hero can grab that one. This is actually a pretty good repair bot. The repair modules are pretty good at the higher levels, and especially if you put them on your bigger ships with lots of hit points. I really like some of these ones you find in Curiosities. The timing at which you get them can be a little off. Did we get another one? We did. Alright, so we completed the quest for all 3 of those, and they all 3 just fell under our control. That being said, are we going to bring them all back to deal with pirates and cravers? And I think the answer to that is yes, even though it's going to take a while. They'll kind of be our front line, and we'll see how they do, and then soften them up for the ships that we're going to be building over the next 50 or so turns. We're just waiting for another curiosity for you. Yeah, I think if we start to fall below content... Oh, we're really close to falling below content. I didn't realize how hard that hits you. Is the modifier different for these guys? Yeah, because I got this back up to happy just a turn or two ago, and now we're all the way back down, not quite below content, but right on the verge. Yeah, you're correct. We may need to drop some. I'm not sure how we go about doing that. Is there a way to give up a system? Okay. Like, this system doesn't seem very good for us. So this would be one that I would probably be willing to give up. But I don't. I can just decolonize it right here, right? Well, that's something to consider. So what are our worst systems? This one's probably our worst system right here. Let's take a look at all of them. Any of them that have population on, we're not going to be decolonizing. But these ones at the bottom The outputs are pretty bad on Ying, and it's 3 planets. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of Ying. And maybe even this one. Where is Ying at? Okay. So one of the reasons that Ying is so bad is it's just a 3-planet system. It does have a temperate fertile though. I think yeah, consider if there are hacking operations from there as well, because if there are, you'll decolonize, we'll cancel it. I don't think we have any originating at Ying, but we do have one passing through Ying. So I don't think I want to mess with that one right this second. I think what we're going to do is probably decolonize Corona, because it's not really doing us much good at the moment. We were using this one to hack over here and to get past these guys, but we did put a back door over here. So I think maybe Corona's the one that we're going to go ahead and drop for now. So we'll decolonize this one, and we'll see how that affects our approval. And if we get to a better place approval-wise, then I may wait a little longer before we drop any more. Alright, that's good to know. First time I've had to deal with that. Anything else I want to do? It's showing that we have a new law slot. Star Boogie Bill would actually be really helpful right now. We could run that for a few turns to help these fleets get in position. The other thing we could potentially do is drop the Dirty Hands Act. The 10% reduction on the cost of system improvements isn't really all that helpful to us right now. We're building things so quickly, it's not helping us, and it is cutting into our influence pool, so that's helpful. Plus 20 food on sanctuaries. That's helping our entire system grow, so I want to keep that running, I think, for the time being. And we don't have anything else, I think, that's really important. Toys for Boys is also an option to fix our approval issues at the cost of a little bit of industry. And actually, it's more than a little bit at this point, because our industry is so huge and it's all located in one system. But again, if we're building most things we need in one turn, it doesn't really hurt us as much as the approval hit is hurting all of our other FIDSy pools. So probably okay. This guy had a quest over here I think he was heading towards, so we're just going to continue to move him that direction. And yeah, that's this quest here. I think that wraps it up for this turn. Let's check our approval now. Alright, so we're back up to 66 with just dropping 1. So I suppose if I could get rid of one more, we would be back to happy, and I would feel a little bit better about our situation. This one is probably one of the 3 we grabbed up north from those miners. I think it's this one, actually. Yeah. And none of these planets are very desirable. We already have a bunch of places to hack from over here. It is not the location or the destination of a hack, so I think that'll be the next one we drop. Our hero has leveled up, and we'll get a little bit more industry, I think. That'll basically offset the loss from the law that we just cut to some extent. 7 of 13 on Gano. We're just going to keep filling it out. I think we just created a new sanctuary, so... which one of these? I guess that one has more industry, but that one has more dust. I'll go with the one with dust. I don't think it really matters. We may not even keep that one. But we will want to grab the ships on it. And we now have quite the sizable military, even if it's not very good. We've achieved an objective. Be the first one to raise a hero to level 9, which gave us extra manpower and sieging. Wow, these are really good sieging modules. I don't know that I've ever seen these before. Deployable ramparts. 350 extra manpower on a ship and a 15 per turn loss to planetary defenses with a 150 bonus to health on the ship. That's pretty good. And it's actually not that expensive with only 1 titanium and 90 industry being the cost. We could definitely put that to use. It's unfortunate that you can't retrofit minor faction ships because we have a bunch of those now.
Even in holy war, diplomacy remains an option. For the good of the church,
okay.
I have a proposal for you.
She got in my face last game, I think. And how she's like really far away from us, right? Like she's not that far away from us. In fact, she's probably closer to us than anyone else, but I don't think she has the ability to get across here. Deployable ramparts are like walls that you drop from space. Yeah? That sounds about right, doesn't it? You just like drop a whole base with a bunch of men right down on their planet. Like, have you ever seen Warhammer 40k drop pods? That's what I imagine it to be like, now that you mention it. Okay, so do we want to appease this witch or not? It's not like we can't afford the dust. And unfortunately, I don't have any military over here to defend myself, but I'm fairly confident she has no idea where I'm at. The only reason she even knows about us is because our scout probably got revealed by a pirate over here somewhere. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Drop bases. Exactly. So, have either of you guys played the Dawn of War games? There's a really cool animation in Dawn of War 1 whenever you build a structure or build a base with the Space Marines or the Imperial Guard. Dawn of War is Warhammer 40k RTS game. It came out quite a few years ago now. There's been a sequel and 2 sequels actually, but the original one, in my opinion, is the best. But in that game, there's giant drop pods that like come out of space and land in the ground, and then construct the bases like out of the wreckage. It's pretty cool, and that's exactly the image that I got when you said, "Are they like walls that fall from space?" It was basically that. I think we're going to go ahead and pay her one more time.
Our relations with you are a source of joy and hope for the church.
She's happy with me again.
Our relations with you.
If you guys want to see sometime, I'll do a live stream of some Dawn of War. It's one of my favorite RTSs. It's an older game at this point. There's a lot of mods for it that are pretty good, but it's a really cool game. Sci-fi RTS. That's pretty funny. Alright, we made it to the location of this quest, so that should trigger another one. Like, we just gobbled up all the minor factions in the game. No wonder our freaking approval has gone to hell. Oh, man. What am I gonna do? Yeah, send those over there for now.
The Hive cares little for the interests of other races.
Alright, they finally have met us somehow.
Talk.
I'm curious where they saw us. They're sieging this system, I guess? That's what it looks like to me. Or blockading it. Or maybe it's because this one finally became... I don't know. Alright, we've achieved another objective. That was the curiosity that gave us the minor faction. We'll deal with that in a moment. I'm just curious how they frickin' found me. Something happened. I think they're not showing cloaking detection over here, though. So I don't know how they're able to do this. Am I missing something? Maybe is it the circumstance that if a ship is on a system that you have a sanctuary, even if they don't know they're sieging you, they're actually sieging you? I don't have any indication that this system's being sieged, really, other than the blockaded, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, that's curious. Well, I have a feeling that our approval is in the tanker again. Not quite as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, to siege, they need to know I'm there, but to just blockade the system, which also has a negative impact on you, they may not. And that's what I'm curious about, because it looks to me, this symbol with the ring around it, I think looks to me like they're blockading this. Which, if I'm not mistaken, typically a blockade reduces food, influence, and the collection of strategics and luxuries. Sieging actually removes your ground forces. It says we're still collecting. I think. I mean, if I go here, does it show... Which system is this? Mintaka? So if I go to Mintaka, it's still showing collection of luxuries. It's not having those removed, so it must not be a true blockade. Alright. We're not moving very fast, but we are moving. Let's check in on our home system again and see where we're at as far as getting stuff completed. I think I want to move... We're going to get a whole bunch of these. All of this is going to get done in one turn, so that's going to provide a lot of breathing room. All of these are going to move up a tier, and so we're not going to have any Umbral Choir in overpopulation slots, which will help a little bit. So before we drop another system, let's see how that impacts things. We're also going to finish another research, and so we might be able to transition to a quick pickup of some approval tech. Our ships are actually moving quite quickly because of the Star Boogie bill now, so that's been really helpful in getting everybody in one spot. Now the question is, do I want to start with this Craver world? We'll have to see. I think the Craver world might... That's a good point. And we could very easily transition into that. In fact, it might be really wise to do so because we're going to have 2 of the 4 techs to unlock the next tier. And I believe it's this one here. Gives us 1 more over colonization slot. So That gives us 3, and then we would need 1 more. And there's another approval tech here, which doesn't actually give us a ton of approval, unfortunately. This one allows us to put colonies on toxic worlds, but that's not really that big a deal. The government stuff I don't really care that much about. This is actually really good if you want to generate a lot of influence, but I don't know that we have a lot of ways to spend influence, especially now that all the minor civs are pretty much gone. So yeah, this is probably the next priority before we transition to something else, and then we'll have to pick up 1 more of those other ones to get to the next tier. But I don't think we need to rush that. We could probably spend some time in military. Or even industry or science again for a little while. Alright. This guy can grab that. Excuse me. Are we in a position that we can move this hero to any of our fleets yet? I have ships here. Yeah, we'll stick her on that fleet. That was kind of weird. I mean, huh. She must have given them an extra point of movement or something? I don't know. Weird. It looked like they were in a hangar for some reason. We can just go ahead and get these guys stealth for the moment. We'll unstealth them. You can't siege or blockade, I don't think, as long as you're stealthed, but I don't want to show up somewhere where there's like a stack of pirates. Yeah, they had orders already queued up. I think you're right. That's what I was going to say. Their orders were to continue moving. She added a point of movement, and so they auto-moved. Makes sense to me. So again, we're at 46% approval. All right. Grab another curiosity here. Quadranix is showing up everywhere lately. We've gotten 3 deposits of it uncovered in the last few turns. Does this ship not have any weapons? It doesn't. This is my scout. He can stay hidden. I think we were heading over to Atlas with him. And we get a new hero. Okay, let's take a look at our government real quick. Industrialist hero would be nice, but it doesn't look like we have one. The militarist hero could actually come into play if we start doing a lot of military and they start to get enough of representation to take a seat. But that's unlikely because all of our empire population is pacifist, so it's really hard to get militarists and pacifists in the same party. I think I'm going to go ahead and take him anyways. The other option probably is this guy, and that's because I think Sophons have like some ridiculously good military. No? Yeah, plus 20% energy weapon damage on fleet can be really significant if you're rolling with energy weapons. They also have another damage boost over here. So they can make pretty decent military heroes. Let's see what the choir has again. I don't really remember their spaceship tech. Evasion, okay, that makes sense. Vision, anti-cloaking, that's not really helpful for... Yeah. I mean, military-wise, if we're straight up using the hero for fleets, which we will be, this one makes more sense. Even though we already have a pacifist governor. So I think I'm going to lean in towards this one as the better of the two options. I don't recognize this one. So I guess I better take a look at him. Although where he's, I think, a counselor, he's probably not going to have the great stats for military, but he is a robot, right? Vision and hull penetration, shield capacity, more shield capacity, shield penetration. So he's like an anti-shields hero. If you have an enemy that's just like going whole hog on shields, this guy can pretty much neutralize him. But I don't think that that's very valuable. I think this guy's way more valuable, so we'll go ahead and take him. All of that got done. We're going to have to go take a look at our home system now. Umbral Choir, Gano's at 9 of 13. We've got another one of these. Yikes. I guess we'll grab the one with the strategics for now. This was the quest where we had to pass through the academy, which gave us an extra 10% hacking speed on our empire, which is really good. And this guy has joined our empire and can start giving fleets extra damage. We need to outfit his ship, and we have some good stuff to outfit it with now. Let's just pull everything off for a second so I can see what I'm dealing with here. Alright, we've got 4. So probably a ram scoop engine would be good. Maybe double ram scoop. Although with the fleets we're rocking, they're not moving very fast anyways, so probably not. Weapon-wise, we don't have a lot of great weapons, but we do have these basic phase beams, which are pretty good, and he does enhance energy weapon damage, so I'm thinking we'll just throw 2 of those on there for now. Do I have the energy? This is the kinetic enhancer. The energy enhancer is a different symbol. It's like a little lightning bolt. Doesn't look like I have one of those. I do have increased chance to be targeted. That would be bad for him. So we don't have a lot of options. We do have a lot of support slots. I guess we'll just put our best one of each on there. I will put 2 of these on here after all, since I don't have anything better to fill them in with. And then I guess we'll put some siege modules, since we're going to be doing some sieging. Heroes are actually a great way to get a little bit of extra siege damage in. The other option is either a repair module. Oh, that good repair module might be worth doing. We'll do one of those, just in case we get in any fights. And I think I'll leave that one on. Alright, so now we can assign him to a fleet. Probably one of these over here. Let's unstealth that fleet. This is that cord again. He hasn't finished moving yet. Alright. Everybody just get to Gano for now. That should happen next turn. And then I wanted to come over here and take a look, and we can see everything's moved up a little bit. So we don't have too many population in the rings overpopulation portion of our slots there. 3 turns, we're going to run out of things to build here. We do have one of the 2 ship types. We'll have to go and get some new designs for those here pretty soon. I thought I queued these up to be... I thought I queued that up. I don't know why. Am I only allowed to queue one up at a time? Oh, that's probably what it is. I gotta queue each one up as it gets built. You can't queue more than one of these in at a time, I guess. Curious. Alright, we've got... some scouting to do, it looks like. And he's out of movement, so we'll just leave him there for the time being. This is just a shuttle that we were using to keep an eye on things over here. I think we're going to send that shuttle this way and use it in our upcoming war with the Cravers. That's very likely. We'll just put him to sleep for a turn. And we're 1 hour in. We've managed to do, I don't know, what, three turns? This is terrible. Do you guys remember what turn we started on when we loaded into here? It had to be like 50, right? 51? That's embarrassing. Yeah. And this is why I don't finish these games very often, because when I get to the mid game, and even more so in the end game, it's just such a grind, and I look at too many details when I could just be clicking buttons. But it is true, I do have a certain talent for that. It's pretty amazing to me that anybody finds my commentary entertaining enough to watch it regularly. But as long as people are watching it and enjoying it, I'll probably keep making it. So I am enjoying the live stream thing. I didn't know anything about live streaming until relatively recently, and I've done a lot of research on it over the last month or two, and decided to give it a try, and it's gone pretty well so far, I think. Certainly adds a new dynamic to my videos where I actually get to talk out things with people and they get to point out my mistakes, which is always fun. Show the location of this hack. Which one is this? Okay. Yeah, there's no way they're going to be able to trace this. So that being said, do I even want to bother? I can throw an accelerator on here. I don't think that's going to help much, but it's not going to hurt, and we have the bandwidth for it. Commercial frameworks has been unlocked. I like the fact that some of these now give you the name of the research they give you. There's still one of these events that gives you a random research where it doesn't tell you anywhere in the text what you've received. And so you have to just figure it out. Excuse me. Commercial frameworks. I believe commercial frameworks is over here. There's an easy way to find it. Is that this one? Oh, that's commodities. Here it is. So we got the trade tech. Oh, this is actually really timely. Yeah, perfect. I was actually thinking about diving into this. I haven't bothered with this yet, so there is a very, very strong strategy with these guys where you can go straight economy and probably win a dust victory. Like, that is a realistic thing with them. And even more so if you can find a good trade partner like the Lumeris. And it's because of how their trade building works differently than other factions. So it's actually like stronger in the early game when you first set it down than other factions' trade situation typically. But I don't think it scales quite as high in the long-term late game. And the reason is you get one trade headquarters, you put it down, and it instantly creates a subsidiary in every single one of your sanctuaries. Instantly. You don't have to build anything else, which is ridiculous, especially when you have as many as we do at the moment. So it's going to be really, really crazy, like right away, but I don't think it scales as much because you can't get as many branching paths as you can when you have multiple headquarters, because with the other factions, each headquarter draws a path to every subsidiary and it actually scales pretty good. But how's it going, Tim? Welcome to the channel. We're gonna go ahead and throw that at the top of the queue. And we had some technology to pick out. Now, we had already kind of considered grabbing this over-colonization tech because, you know, we're kind of sort of over-colonizing. This is kind of annoying. Why do I have a bar when I have all this room down here? I guess it's because when you click on... There's supposed to be something that... How do you do that again? Somebody was telling me there's a way to manipulate population from this screen, and I can't remember how to access it. There it is. That's why this is down here. Still would be nice if when this wasn't active that this screen just stretched to the bottom instead of having a scroll bar there. Kind of weird. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get that done. Yeah, well, I think we actually took, was it 5? Because we had the 3 over there and the 1, it was 4. Because we grabbed this one that was right here, and we grabbed all 3 of these. So yeah, 4 of them in about 4 turns. That's pretty crazy. And we just got another one? What is this? Oh, this is one we started working on, but I don't even remember where they're at. Is it these guys? Yeah. Well, I don't really want to take them at this point. I think we'll just collect what we can from them. That being said, it doesn't hurt for us to put a little bit more into this and get this filled out. We'll just get some more resources until the Vodyani take them over. Okay. This is now over. Yeah, we saw the other half of that already. And we got the last tech to get to the next trade and economy thing, which unlocks Trade Clearing Bureau, which is a wonder deed. We don't have the resources for this yet. 100% star system trade value and 50 dust. If you're planning on winning an economy victory, that's probably something you would want to focus on pretty quickly. Our trade routes should pop up on the map next turn, so let's take a look at them. No trade routes, huh? Is it because this pirate is in between our systems? What am I seeing here? Yeah, it completed. Successful hack. This is the one of the Riftborn's systems. I think we either create a backdoor or embed Sleeper here. I kind of want to start embedding Sleepers over here since we have some other minor faction sanctuaries that we can use and just massively invade them with sleepers and then start recovering the super sleeper population. So let's do that for now. Industry's not a problem for us. We're actually running out of things to build, so I'm going to take the extra science over the extra industry, which is something I wouldn't typically do. Alright, now we have more room over here, so maybe it's time to go ahead and cancel that for a little bit and start filling this system back up. If you put a sanctuary on a home system, it counts towards supremacy win, huh? Yeah, that could be a possibility. In a game like the one that I'm playing, I don't know how likely that is. And the reason I say that is because I think we're playing with 10 opponents in a fairly large galaxy. So it's going to be a difficult task to find them all, but we have more than half of the galaxy uncovered at this point. So it's definitely an option, and I would say more so an option if you're playing with a smaller map and a smaller number of players. Like if you're playing a 6-player map, Supremacy Victory is very reasonable in a very reasonable amount of time. That's a good question. It's because I literally just started streaming and I don't know what I'm doing. So I probably need to get into the Twitch interface a little bit and learn how to set that kind of stuff up. I primarily record on a YouTube channel called The Nose Plays. I've been doing that for about 2 years and just decided to try my hand at streaming like last week, and it's going pretty well. I've gotten a pretty good reception from some of my YouTube viewers and other people who have come across my streams, and it's been a fun way to record, honestly, because I get to talk to people instead of just myself, which is always nice. But I probably do need to learn a little bit more about how to set up my Twitch channel and make it more accessible to people who are on primarily Twitch looking for content, because I think you're right. I think there's a way I can set that up so that it links it to Endless Space 2, so when people are looking for Endless Space 2 content, it's easier to find. Alright, all of our fleets are finally in position to drop all of our cloaking and start blockading and outpost lost in 2 turns. So they're going to lose this outpost in 2 turns unless they push my ships off, which is fine with me. We're going to push them off there, and then we're going to move right over here and hopefully do the same thing with the pirates. That's a great question. I have considered doing some multiplayer matches with just random people, and particularly my viewers who would like to get in. I've thought about even doing like a passworded multiplayer game in the future, and basically the way you get the password is you watch my channel, and so that's how you can get in, and if you get a slot, you get a slot. The problem with multiplayer games is they take a very long time, even with turn timers and fast play, which I don't really like fast play. I prefer to play at normal speed, even in multiplayer. But it can still be a lot of fun, and if you set up the game settings right, so my intentions, Tim, are basically to wipe the Cravers off the face of the earth. I wanted to see what kind of military capacity that the Umbral Choir have. I haven't really been able to experiment with their military in previous games because of this little problem of manpower. You have this serious problem of manpower when you overextend with your sanctuaries and your colonies, because it sucks all of your global manpower to fill up the planetary defense forces for those. And I've discovered a way to solve that problem, and so we're kind of testing that out in this particular playthrough. how to solve your early game problems with manpower. Unfortunately, it's taken a little longer, so we're actually approaching the mid game at this point, but I think it's still going to come into play, hopefully before the end of this video.
Our purpose is to kill.
And their purpose is to kill,
You,
so...
though, will suffer.
And their purpose is to cause suffering. We're all about alleviating suffering, so it only makes sense that we would be the eternal enemies of the Cravers. And then we'll probably just like put tons of sleepers over on this one. I'm actually kind of waiting until this grows a little bit. Turn 58 by 2 hours. That's probably reasonable. To krill. Nice. So should I tell you my really bad dad pun that I heard the other day? No more puns? Okay. So, a pun walks into a bar, kills 10 people. You heard me correctly. Pun in, 10 dead. I gave you fair warning. We got more curiosities here, so we'll sleep that guy. Just send some probes out. Yeah, they're pretty bad. Alright, we should be able to merge these fleets together, so that's good. What's going on over here? It looks like the Cravers are already sieging the pirates down for us, so we might get in a little bit of a fight with the Cravers earlier than I expected, because I was fully expecting to deal with pirates before Cravers. Why do Japanese games avoid English wordplay when translated? No pun, Nintendo. That's pretty good. Let's check our approval again. We're floating around 50%. Why are your fleets cloaked? Let's uncloak your fleets. Yeah, no cloaked fleets. Just blockading fleets. That's what we want. Okay, man, I would really like to take this system and drop one of our other crappy ones. Realistically, like what we really need to be looking for right now is a hack. Oh man, all of my hacks have fallen off and I haven't reactivated them. We need a hack that gets us the higher level strategics. But until we do that, we really need to come back over here and make sure... Yeah, I have the tech to mine them. I don't have the tech for these two yet. Okay. Well... We do have some over here. This was the system we were like really interested in, but we don't actually have the planet that has it. So we need to get a sanctuary over here. So that is a hack that can happen right now. So if we hack from here to there, we will get income of both of those. And then this system actually has antimatter as well on Atlas 3. So if we hack, say, from here to here. Get that one. And then we want to put more sleepers on Niall. And the best way to do that is probably going to be from Quadris. So we'll hack from here to here to here. And then run an accelerator there. And another one there. And that should ensure that we don't get caught. One forest one. Alright, you are correct. We are going to be pushing turn 58 by 2 hours. Alright, we got our approval over colonization tech. Let's take a look at our approval one more time. Oh, look at that. We're all the way back up to happy with just one more. That's interesting. That number seems to jump a lot more than it should. Alright, more Umbral Choir. We get to make a choice. Less science and more industry. We just turned this choice down in another quest. It is a myth. I've only made it to turn 60 on camera maybe twice. I've done it a few times, but not very often. We're going to go more science. We need to get more things to build, so... If you guys want to see late gameplay, you really need to go watch SB's channel, because that dude is a beast when it comes to grinding out games. I can't believe he's completed as many games of Endless Legend and Endless Space as he has. He's completed more games than I've started, probably. It's just crazy. SB is the true legend of the Endless universe. I have actually been talking with him about that, and he's still working on just figuring out the details, but I'm really excited for whatever he does find out, and have offered to help him in any way that I can. So why are there still people here? I thought this was going to be 2 turns. I guess that's one of the 2 turns. Alright, this fleet can probably move off. The Hive insists that we stop attacking their fleets. Yeah, we're not going to be listening to any of that nonsense.
Our purpose is to kill.
That's fine. We've got 11 points of movement, so I guess we use it. Oof. Keep moving. Pirates can see us. Get off of that. Alright, we'll just keep moving along. Man, we uncovered a lot of territory there. The trait stay at home. Plus 100% over colonization penalty on Empire. Minus 5% maximum bandwidth per system above the colonization threshold. Okay, so... Yeah, that would do it. So as you stack more, it grows. Okay, yeah, that's really rough. I can see why they did it. I think there was a very, very big exploit. Yes, 15% bandwidth deficit. I'm not too concerned about it because our population's creating so much extra bandwidth. We're at 110. I think we're at roughly double what any other player has at this point. That does mean less manpower produced. You are correct. The bandwidth thing can definitely help with your manpower, but it's not the solution to fixing your manpower issues. The solution is what you're going to see here in a couple of turns, where we just run non-stop chain gang every turn. But I wanted to finish some of these things up. I'm going to go ahead and start, though. We'll throw this up there, and I'll just throw this stuff in the queue because we can use it at some point. We're also going to start building ships. That's probably going to start around turn 60, because right around turn 60, all of this stuff is going to be completed, and we're not going to have anything else to do but 3D public printing and chain ganging every turn. So, but we'll go ahead and start chain ganging now. Let's take a look at this, and we can see we've got a long ways to go before we fill up this 3.1k cap. We're not going to fill the cap up, but we are going to get to a point where we're positive, which is pretty important. We're also going to want to start to adjust the troops into armor here pretty soon, but we don't need to do that until we're ready to invade, and that's not going to be for a few turns. So, this actually looks like a good system. This is one we have, too. Oh, we definitely need to get another hack over there. We'll get the rest of these. Start bringing in those tier 2 strategics and transitioning to tier 3 soon enough. What do I want to do with this scout now? I guess just keep moving, looking for curiosities. Sounds like a plan to me. Ooh, this lone ship does not want to get in a fight. Not here. So we'll move back over there. Alright, anything else that we need to get done this turn? I don't think so. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, we probably would be about 130 bandwidth. The thing is, I'm not really using a lot of bandwidth, and this is the thing that's interesting about the Umbral Choir. So the thing that really puts a strain on your bandwidth, let's get to the right screen, Greg. The thing that really puts a strain on your bandwidth is running lots of defensive programs. And because we've colonized a lot of our sanctuaries up to stealth level 2, nobody even knows these are here for the most part. So they can't hack anything they can't see. And that makes it really difficult for... Oh, we got a trade route. Hey, look at that. Our trade routes are working. Finally. That's what I was talking about. So every one of our sanctuaries is part of this. But it's not quite as big as you would think it should be for that many trade things going on. We can start to add a lot of dust to it by paying into it just like you do with the other factions. Which we will do. We got to pour this dust into something other than a big pile. So let's do that while I'm thinking about it. We'll just keep doing that until this caps out. We also have modernization for the next level, and we definitely want to grab something good here. What do we even have? So this is 150 is what it's going to take. The dust is kind of meh. The influence is kind of meh. This is an interesting one. First of all, we have enough of it. And second of all, it has some pretty interesting properties, but I don't think it's going to come into play this game. The extra manpower per turn is probably the most impact we'll get from this. But if we ever did get sieged, it would be essential in keeping our only system from going under. So that's a good question. A lot of people were unclear as to what that is. According to the Discord chat and from what I've discussed with other players who are very knowledgeable with the game, what this actually seems to do is every turn during an invasion, you get a free 75 manpower added to whatever you normally had, and that will include 75 over the cap. So yeah, it's really powerful because that means that they got to grind through 75 manpower worth of troops just to do any damage to your system at all. And this will stack with drafting. So it's really, really powerful way to basically make a system impossible to siege down through invasion. You basically have to siege it down through siege modules to nothing. And even when you do that, they can still draft and get the 75, and so they can probably still hold out for a while. So it makes the system almost impervious to invasion. It's really, really powerful. And it's even more powerful if you stack it. So like if we actually did this more than once, which I'm not even sure you can do anymore. Yeah, that's what I thought too. So that's what's been largely accepted in the conversations I've had on the Discord channel and in the forums. I have not actually witnessed this in game to verify it firsthand, but at some point, hopefully, I'll get a chance to experiment with it. It's definitely something that I may look at in my Vaulter playthrough because I like to play a little bit of a turtle strategy with them in the mid game. So that might be something to try out there and see if we actually get it. Looking at our options here, we could buy stuff off the marketplace. But let's see what the marketplace even has in abundance. So there's lots of transvine. Actually, transvine would be really good, but we don't have enough. We would need 150. Yeah, well, and that's partially just because the AI is just garbage. They don't even know how to invade most of the time, and they do it wrong. Eden Incense we could buy, Deciduous Trees we could buy, Blue Cap Mold we could buy. I'm thinking for tier 2, maybe we just go with the easy ones, which would be the Dust and the Blue Cap Mold. Because I don't think I have enough Transvine to make that happen. I would really like the extra approval, though. I don't have any Transvine, do I? No. So we need 7 of these, and we need 150 of these. And I just spent all of my dust, so that's not going to happen. We'll have to do it next turn. Well, yeah, no, we'll have to do it next turn. I can't get both. I guess the other option is we do the manpower one, which I already have enough of, and then I buy the 7 dust. What do you guys think? Should I take the manpower one, or should I go Blue Cap Mold? Because I can afford 7 of these, and we already have enough of this. Do these two? The science, it's only, what, 60 science? It does help a little bit, yeah. It's not going to help a ton, but it's better than nothing right now, and we're not able... Yeah, let's do that. So I need to buy, like, quick clicking on the wrong buttons. I need to buy 7 deciduous trees. That was easy. And then go back here, click this, pop that, confirm that. And then we just alt. Boom. Alright. There we go. I'm gonna beat the 2-hour timer. Maybe. I gotta pick a tech. Oh no. I'm up against the clock again. I was gonna say, we're an hour and 30 minutes in, and I'm gonna hit turn 58. I could do it, but no, we got more stuff to do. Military tech. You know, getting higher level of stealth at this point is probably not a bad idea, right? Get our ship's stealth a little bit better. I think that's this tech, right? Higher cloaking. Let's do that. The fabled turn 60 before 2 hours. It could happen. You never know. I think that's a good one. We need to get 2 more military techs anyways, and then we're in a pretty good spot. I got some achievement, whatever that was. Show location. Okay, that's just the trace. We knew that was going to happen. Quick, quick, quick! Pick another one. We're gaining science at an incredible rate. We need another tech. One more. Boarding pods? What is this? Better swarm missiles. I like that a lot. We have a ton of titanium. Oh, no, we need to go energy weapons. We got that hero that, like, boosts energy weapons. There we go. Boom. Done. Fast. Go. Chain gang program. Good. We still gained a population despite chain ganging. Gained a population, not lost. Show location? No, I'm not. Just go away. Sanctuary on this system. Yes. Okay, we got 1 hack, and I'm just gonna hack the Atlas, I think. Right? No, not Atlas. Which system was it? Yes, Atlas. We're gonna go from here to here. What? Do I already have a hack there? What am I looking at here? I should be able to put a sanctuary on this, right? Yep. You're already hacking Atlas. I must have a target already going there? Okay. Done. Move the ships. Check the ships. Alright. Whoops, we didn't move all of our fleets together. That was not the best decision ever, but... let's check the advanced real quick. Alright, so they prefer long range and we prefer short range, so Turtle's probably the right choice. They're all energy weapons, we're all kinetics. Yeah, this is probably good enough. I'm actually going to put all of our ships in one flotilla. I know we lose the morale bonus, but I really don't care. I think morale's overrated. Yeah, maybe it wasn't. We'll watch the next fight because I'll have more ships and it'll actually be a decent fight. In fact, which one of these? This one has 10 ships. Let's go ahead and fight. We'll watch this fight. Okay, we got a lot of ships this time. Why it does this, I don't understand. That's probably good. Alright. Yeah, angry doggo. My dog is annoying sometimes. Alright, here we go. My medium ships should just destroy these guys. Yeah. That's awesome. The little dog icon has me giggling. It's the wrong kind of dog, though. My dog's a German Shepherd. He's like 90 pounds of fluff and fang. He's a big boy. Alright, here we go. We're going to watch the whole thing, too. Ooh, look at that in the background. That's kind of cool. They have a lot of shields, it looks like. Oh, that's why they're killing us. All those missiles. Boom. We did lose a medium ship, though. That's fine. These were just throwaway ships. I really wish the camera work was a little bit better. Like some more wide shots where you can actually see what's going on, but still pretty cool cinematic experience, I guess. We only lost one ship. They lost all of their fleet. That's going to make sieging the rest of these pirates down pretty easy. Oh, crap. I just did an invasion. Well, I guess we're doing invasion instead of... we'll preemptively bomb, I guess. I could blitz. We'll just preemptively bomb. And I can retreat these guys back to the ships and then continue sieging next turn. Yeah, but I didn't want to blitz anyways. I wanted to siege. We should be able to siege down a fair amount of points per turn with this fleet. I can't actually check it now until next turn because the battle happens, so you can't siege during this. And then this ship can be merged with that fleet. And that's... Where is my hero? I thought I had two heroes over here. We picked up that so fun hero, right? Where is he at? He hasn't been assigned to a fleet. That's why I kept getting that message earlier. Well, do I have any movement left? I guess we'll move him back, put the hero on that fleet like I meant to. Alright. One of the heroes is. The other one, remember we picked up the So Fun hero, and I meant to put him on a fleet, but we're wasting time. We've got to get to turn 60, and it's not boding well. Actually, this turn's just about over, right? We might make it after all. Alright, so let's see. What is the siege value? We're going to lower it by 28. That's going to be a few turns to reduce them to 0. Let's go ahead and move the fleet back. We'll attach the hero. And almost get him back in time. We're only going to siege for like 1 or 2 turns.
I shall defend the faith, whatever that requires.
Alright, she's asking for money again, I'm sure. Den dust on system, that finally resolved itself. The Civ moved up to a higher status, and we got more points to give to our fleet. Vision range or damage, yes. Damage sounds fantastic. 22 of 29. Because we're gaining 2 population a turn now, we can literally chain gang every turn and gain a population on our empire. We also probably ought to manage this a little bit. Alright. What does our approval look like? We're still above unhappy, which is fine. Yes, we're going to queue a bunch of those up shortly. And we'll get them all done in about 1 turn, so. Or a Cal 6. I guess we're heading this way. And then out that way with this guy. Oh boy. Did we get there? We did. I don't have much else to do this turn. I'm gonna do a little diplomacy.
We are coming.
Halt their attacks. I don't really care if they halt their attacks, so I'm not even going to bother with that. We don't need to do any diplomacy. The red icon on the planet in Ying. Let's take a look. I don't see it. Are you... Was it the one up here that I clicked on by the diplomatic status? Or that one? High gravity? Yeah, that's high gravity. So that's a negative anomaly. It just has a bunch of negative effects on all of your population outputs. So everybody on this system produces less based on whatever this one is. You can actually get rid of it with one of the very, very high science techs and remove the penalties. But you still keep the fact that the anomaly's there, so buildings that interact with anomalies still trigger their effects, which is nice. It's a super high tech, and it doesn't really provide you a lot of resources, even on like really highly populated planets. So it's kind of suboptimal, but yeah, one of them is the early one, and it reduces the negative effects on the split anomalies, which are the white ones that have a good effect and a bad effect. All right, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are 15 minutes ahead of the curve here. So as long as I finish this turn in 15 minutes, we did it. I got 15 whole minutes. We got our laser weapons. We'll figure out technology later. This is what I wanted to get to. So we've unlocked more military, more weapons, all kinds of good stuff. Modernization level 3 is complete. Chain gang is complete. Another level here. And where are we at here? Approval actually feels pretty good, maybe. We don't really need any more influence at the moment, I don't think. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the approval. We're in need of it. Academy, don't care. Sanctuary, done. Sanctuary, done. And that was a good one because it's going to give us the tier 2 strategics income that we need. Objective failed. Okay. New objective. Level a hero to 12. That's going to happen pretty quickly on its own. That's actually some really good food, and dust is going to basically let us fill out all of our sanctuaries very quickly.
I shall defend the faith, whatever that...
The church threatened us and then didn't give us the option to pay them. I think this is a bug. There's a situation where the first time they offer that threat, they allow you to pay them to keep them nice, but at some point they just stop offering for you to pay them. And somebody in the Discord channels talked about it a few times, how it seems to be a bug because they don't have consistent behavior. Sometimes they give you a threat after you refuse a payment, and sometimes they just don't even give you the option to pay them. So it's not really clear if that's intentional. We'll send that out that way. Do you have anywhere else to go? Boom. Alright. Another black hole. We should have some hacks to set up here. How many turns? One turn and that will be completed. I think now that we have this system, my next hack is probably going to be a backdoor onto that. That's a great question. I don't have an answer to that. But I have speculated. Yeah. I think you're right. I think I remember somebody mentioning that is the case. I have speculated the economic behemoth are just ludicrously reasonably good on this system. So that would be another way if you're running to go for an economic victory or a science victory. Just grab the behemoth tech, build an economic behemoth, kit it out with those things that enhance your system outputs, and profit. Yes, all other factions will require a module. The only reason we don't is because it's a special part of our class that, or our faction, that alters all the stealth stuff. So yeah, behemoths might be a great thing to research, because we're running out of things to research. I'm in a good spot. I do want to check. I think this technology, another population slot on our crescent, is okay. And more food is also good for growing. Science buildings. I thought that said sterile and cold for a second. That would have been really good on our planets. Plus 10 per anomaly. That's a lot of science too. We have 6 anomalies on our main empire system. So we could dive into the science tree. We only need one more of these. I think that's probably worth grabbing. But before we even do that, maybe we just grab behemoth blueprints. And that will end turn 60. So the question is, do I continue to the full 2 hours, or do I finish up early tonight? I've never finished early before. What do you guys think? Should we do a couple more turns? A couple more turns? Oh, we got another hack. I gotta figure this out. This could take another 10 minutes. Which one? Which one? I'm so confused. Let's just do that. Go for 3 hours? I probably could. I get lost in these games. And I just lose track of time. Do we have a preference? I would actually really like to get the militarists a seat at the table so that we can start building ships cheaper. It's pretty fun when you can crank out like 4 ships a turn. No dice. Laws were canceled. Ship, we'll figure that out next time, if there is a next time for this particular playthrough. There probably will be. We are getting close to the cap here, so I think I may actually jump into those techs that give us more slots, and we're going to create a backdoor. That also means that we have another hack to do, but I'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, it's crazy, right? And we haven't even like super focused on science. It's quite amusing that not only like we gain multiple population a turn, we build multiple buildings a turn. Everything just happens so fast. Science can't even keep up with our behemoths. Let's go ahead and get a behemoth made. Throw that in the top of the queue. Oh, we did we? The Argosy, huh? There it is. Too bad I don't have any guns. The Argosy is really vulnerable. In fact, one of the best ways to cripple an early Vaulter player is to try to get on multiple systems blockaded and catch the Argosy on 2 of them so that you can destroy it. It won't permanently be destroyed, but it teleports back to their home system for repairs for like 15 turns. It's ridiculous. It completely shuts down their expansion, and can really cripple a Vaulter player. Actually, yeah. Okay, hacking. So we have a back door over here now. So now I should be able to hack. Oh, we have a back door on Niall. Whoops. Well, we should be able to hack like that. It won't let me hack to that one because I already have one. So we'll hack to this one. There. Creating back doors within empires is a great way to get to their capital, potentially. Create a back door to here, create a back door to here, and then we just kind of do. Alright. So technology-wise, I think I do want to come down here and grab the one that's going to expand our population slots on crescents, and also provide some food specialization, which we may or may not use. And then we'll go from there. But I think this is actually probably a pretty good place to wrap this one up. Is there anything else that we need to look at or go over? I think we're doing all right. Let's get ones. We have none of the maximums. We didn't even get a turn. We didn't get to see turn 62. Hey, we did 10 turns. 11 turns almost. 11 turns in under 2 hours is pretty good. That's really good for me at this point in the game. I call that a success as well. It is kind of a milestone considering. Thanks for keeping me on pace, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming in and talking with me. It makes it a lot more fun to do these videos. This one will be going up on the channel, and since it's at 720p, like, it only takes a few minutes to upload, where my 1080p ones were taking hours sometimes. So that's a good thing, and hopefully it'll look a little bit better too. I adjusted the bit rates and things, so won't be quite as fuzzy as the last one seemed to be, at least when I was viewing it. But yeah, I'll be doing this again, and probably later this week for sure. So if you keep an eye on my channel, subscribe to notifications. I usually send out a notification on YouTube that these are going to be happening, and yeah, I'll just keep doing it as long as people are enjoying it. And Jake says, have a good night. Huh, pup? You gonna bark for him now? No? Alright. Yeah, I agree. 720 is probably the minimum for a game like this in terms of just having enough clarity to read. In my Endless Legend videos, there's actually what they call the large UI, and I found using the large UI, while it's a little clunky for me as the player, it makes it a lot easier for people to read the text in Endless Legend when I'm doing my videos for that. So if you haven't seen any of my Endless Legend content, you might check it out and see if that large UI helps. I think it does. Yeah, for YouTube especially, and for people watching on a phone. Like, I try to watch SB's videos on my phone a lot, and it's really hard to read the text sometimes, but the large UI definitely helps. So cool. Yeah, Endless Legend's an amazing game. You can spend a lot of hours in that one, and I will be doing some Endless Legend content on the channel again. I've done a little bit recently. The Endless Legend community patch came out with a new update a couple of days ago, and I dived in and tried it out. It supposedly fixes some of the issues with the new Mycera faction and the Urkins, which are really cool giant kaiju beetle bug things. So Okay, I'll look into that. If you have suggestions, leave them in the comment section of my last YouTube videos. And yeah, all random is, well, I don't want to say it's boring, but it does make for some weird maps sometimes that aren't very interesting. They're just weird. They just don't feel right. I think the one that comes to mind for me is SB played a map where the continent was like literally a ring around the entire planet. Like it was one continent, but it was literally like a ring, and then there was water on the north and the southern hemisphere, but no way across the water. It was just, yeah. I thought that was an odd map and not very interesting. But anyways, I think we're in a pretty good spot to potentially win the game. Let's take a look at our score right before I log off here. So we're at 648. The only other player that is ahead of us is the Riftborn. That could be a problem. Good night, Tim and Anne. Both of you guys have a good evening, and we'll see what we can do in the next one to maybe deal with cutting back some of the Riftborn's score there. Maybe trying to catch up with them by taking some of their stuff. But first, we'll deal with the Cravers. So, all right. Until next time, you guys have a great night. This has been the Nose Plays, signing off.